Okay, today is Yoga for Strength. We are going to just work really hard today. Work with our breath, work with our muscles, build some strength, try and build up some heat, build up some endorphins, and release some stress of what's going on in the world right now. So today we're going to begin down on our stomach. Whatever position is comfortable for you, if it's crocodile, fully flat on your stomach with one hand on top of the other and your forehead resting on your hands, or if you're more comfortable in child's pose, and even if you're comfortable propping in child's pose. So come down to your stomach, start to land, start to create sacred space around your mat, taking a break, switching off from the rest of the world, from the rest of what's going on, switching off from yesterday, switching off from tomorrow, and just landing on your mat in your physical body in this moment in time. Starting to feel your breath. Starting to feel what is present. So it's highly possible you're feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Starting to just be present with that. Hold space for it. And what does holding space mean? So try to picture a time where you felt comforted, when you felt sad, and give yourself that comfort. Give yourself that space. That holding sacred space for your own fears, worries, emotions, whatever they may be, but just holding space and being present, noticing what is there. Noticing perhaps some whirling thoughts that are really pulling you away off the mat. And rather than engaging in some kind of battle and telling yourself to shut up, let go, and being fierce with yourself, just landing here and noticing. Being present on your mat, noticing what the thoughts are doing, noticing what's going on with the breath and the energy level in the body, noticing whatever physical sensations are present. Maybe we've been holding some tension in the shoulders, maybe you've been working at a desk, maybe your back, your hips, just starting to really land and be present for yourself. And in these Yoga for Strength physical classes, we're going to work hard, but it's really important to try and stay present. This is not a fitness class, it's yoga. So we're trying to stay present with the muscle groups that we're using, having an experience, not sinking into the joints and hanging out and running away with the thoughts. We're trying to bring the practice inside, internally, and have an experience, get to know our bodies, get to know what's going on. Maybe build some strength and release some tension. So if you are in child's pose, come on down to crocodile and take a moment to shimmy the hips and land in this pose, and we're going to begin to move and breathe. So we're going to begin right away firing up all the muscles of the back line. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, lower, and take it to whatever level you're ready to be at today. Maybe you just engage a teeny bit, lift up a teeny bit. Maybe that's what you're ready for, just moving with your breath. Maybe you're ready to start to lift the toes. But most important, starting to really engage with all of the muscles of the back line, trying to use the muscles in the mid back, upper back, lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings. Moving from the shoulders, not the head, trying not to pull the head back and increase tension in the neck. Move with your breath. And then place your hands down and just lift up the shoulders. so that we can move through the shoulders. We're going to take soft twists and turns, just trying to think about moving through the range of motion in our shoulders. So we're going to turn and look at our right foot and allow the left shoulder to come towards the midline. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, turn and look at the left foot. Moving with your breath, starting to have an internal experience. So moving through your own shoulders and upper back in whatever way feels right. Moving with your breath, thinking about undoing any holding patterns in the shoulders and upper back. Bring it back to center and slowly bring your forearms down to the ground, making space for your forearms. So they don't necessarily need to be right in, your elbows right in under the shoulders. Find a comfortable place for you to hold. Engage your forearms. So we're going to press our hands down into the ground and imagine we're pulling our arms apart without letting our arms move. Engaging the arms, the chest, the shoulder, and then a little feel like you're pulling your chest through towards your fingertips. Lengthen. Try not to pull the head back. We're going to think about getting long from the navel to the crown of the head, making space for the throat. Breathe and hold, and then we're going to do a breath practice for clearing the throat. Think about all of the stress, all of the things that you wish you had said that you hadn't said, all of the things that you've said that you've regretted. Imagine them stuck in your throat. And we're going to breathe them out, release some tension from the back of the throat. So we're going to forcefully breathe in deeply and then exhale out in a ha. And we're going to stick our tongue out. We're going to do that 3 times. And then we're going to return to crocodile pose. So preparing, thinking about cleansing breaths through the throat. And then take a big deep breath in to prepare and ha out. And then bring it on down to crocodile pose. Notice any sensations that come up. Surrender into the ground. And perhaps while you are here in this pose, surrendering into the ground, softening into the ground, a little prayer to yourself. Let me surrender and let go of the things that I cannot change. And then tuck the toes and come on up to a tabletop position. And we'll move and breathe in our tabletop. Inhaling tabletop, exhaling towards a child's pose shape. Again, having an internal experience, moving through your own body shape, your own holding patterns, taking sways, moving with your breath, landing on your mat. And then bring it to a tabletop position. I'm going to take the hands a little bit further forward than we normally have it. Lower the elbows down towards the ground, but arms are engaged, chest is engaged, stomach is engaged, and we're going to take little small pulses. So bending the elbows, little tiny push-ups. Engage the stomach. Soften the tension in the neck. Engage in the arms. So imagine you're pulling your arms towards your knees without letting your hands towards your knees without letting your hands move. Engage. And then if you're ready to pump this up, lift the knees. Little, small, tiny, controlled movements. Lower the knees if they're lifted. Find a child's pose. Let go and reset. Come on up to a tabletop position. Take the left leg long. Activate the whole left leg. Still lifting up, pulling up out of the ground with your stomach and chest and arms. Hold the left leg long. And we're going to take the left leg all the way past the right. So holding here, really strong, legs strong. We're going to inhale, open the leg all the way over towards the left hand. Exhale, back. Inhale, exhale. Strong legs, strong arms, strong chest. Control the movement. Watch for buckling through the back. Take the leg even with the hip, lower the toes and press through the heel. Little pulses or static hold. Lower the knee. Set up for the other side. Right leg long, lift up out of the ground. Strong stomach to stabilize your base. Lifting, pulling up out of the ground with the arms in the chest. Take the right leg past the left. Hold. And then inhale as you slowly draw the foot towards the right hand. Exhale as you slowly draw it to the back. Back to where it was, sorry. Inhale. Exhale. So really strong. We're trying to keep everything still but the hip and the leg. Lifting up out of the ground, keeping stable. Engaging our muscles, connecting to our muscles. Moving with our breath. Bring the leg even with the hip, lower the toes and press through the heel, either static or little pulses. Breathe. Feel your hands on your mat. Connect with the back of your right leg. Soften the tension in the face. And bring it back to a tabletop. Tuck the toes. And make your way to a down dog shape, warming up in whatever way feels right in your body right now. Feel your hands on the ground. Stay in your body. Stay with your breath. Breathe. And then connect with the stillness of down dog. Connect with your head below your heart. Long, slow breaths. Bend both knees a little bit. Lift the right heel towards the glute. We are going to take the right knee up towards the ceiling and then around towards the right arm. Back up towards the ceiling, round towards the right arm. Slow and controlled. Using the muscles of the leg and hip, squeeze the glute. If this is too much, lower down to a tabletop and do the same shape. And then lengthen the right leg, heel to the ceiling. Bend the knee, step through low lunge. And begin to move through your low lunge. Inhaling forward, exhaling, sending the right leg towards straight. Taking any wiggles, any twists and turns that feel right. Moving through the weight on the foot, moving through the angles of the knees and feet. Feeling your own muscles of your legs. Moving with your breath. If you have your blocks, you're going to come forward to a low lunge shape, really engaging both legs. This may mean that you bend the back leg a little because you want your muscles really strong in the back leg. Engage. We're going to lift up our right arm, point fingertips forward, and we're going to move a little bit here. So our low lunge shape, you can leave the left hand down. We're going to move a little bit further forward over the right knee and back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Try to keep both legs very strong, very engaged. You should begin to feel this in the right hip area. Right glute. Land in a low lunge. Take giant circles with the right hand, right arm. Back to a low lunge shape, and we're going to take soft hip circles. Soft, slow, controlled hip circles. Trying to engage muscles here. Find your low lunge. And using your blocks, both legs active, we're going to come forward, bring left heel towards glute. Slow back, heel to glute. Move with your breath. If you want to begin to challenge your balance, bring your right hand back up. Maybe even bringing both hands up, really challenging your balance. Left leg remains active. And then lower down. Frame out the front foot. Right foot meets left, high plank. And we're going to move and breathe here. Inhale, high plank, exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank, exhale, down dog. If you're ready to drop it down, go back to tabletop child's pose. Listen to your body move with where you're at. And then find the stillness of down dog. Bend both knees a little bit. Left heel towards glute. Take the knee up to the ceiling and then round to the elbow and back. Up to the ceiling, round to the elbow and back. Slow with control. And then take the left leg long, heel to the ceiling, and step through low lunge. Warming up our low lunge. Inhaling forward, exhaling, left leg towards straight. Move with your breath. Feel your legs. Feel your feet on the ground. Soften the tension in your face. Find a strong low lunge shape, maybe a little more bend in the back leg, so both legs are fully engaged. If you're using the blocks, right hand stays down, left hand up. We're going to move a little bit further forward, weight more onto the front leg, pull the weight back. Weight more onto the front leg, pull the weight back. So right leg draws the energy back. Both legs remain fully engaged. Small, controlled movement. Set up in a low lunge shape. Left arm, big, slow circles. Bring it back to a low lunge shape, engaged in both legs. Slow, small, controlled hip circles. Land in your low lunge. A little bit more of a bend in the back leg, so both legs are active. Left hand forward. Take an inhale with the exhale, squeeze heel to glute. Inhale long, exhale, squeeze. You can keep hands on the blocks. You can start to practice your balance. Slow, controlled. And then land in your low lunge. Frame out the front foot. Left foot meets right. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Maybe stepping the hands a little wider, changing the shape. Move with the breath. Then find the stillness of down dog. Right leg high, bend the knee, step through low lunge, grabbing your blocks if you have them. Setting up so that we can bring the weight over the front leg, but the back leg is still active. Left hand forward. We're going to bring that left foot towards the right glute. So coming forward, left foot to right glute. You can keep both hands down. If you want to practice your balance, you can bring that left hand back up, and the right hand is going to tap towards the foot. So you're really challenging your balance here. Land in a low lunge, deep bend in the back leg, and take an inhale as you rise up, high lunge. Find a solid high lunge base. We're going to inhale, arms up, exhale, draw the elbows back. Inhale up, exhale back. And then draw the elbows open, maybe a deeper bend in the back leg to take all the tension out of the low back and open up the chest. Draw the elbows back and behind you, arms are strong. Watch for tension in the neck, soften the face, breathe. And then we're going to hammer fist curl, so letting go of some tension. Bring the weight back over the front leg a little more. And we're just going to toss hammer fists through center midline. Imagine letting go of some tension. Maybe you're imagining punching a punching bag of all of your fear and punching it away. And then bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, prayer down to heart. Slowly bring weight onto the front leg. Maybe pop up the back through warrior 3. And then step up, mountain pose. Connect with the breath. Inhale up. Exhale, prayer to heart. Stand in mountain pose and notice left and right sides. Find your breath. And then inhale, prayer up through center. Exhale, bring your prayer down through center, touch the earth. And step back, plank pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. This time, maybe you bring your hands a little closer, change the shape of your shoulders. Move with your breath. And then find a regular down dog. Left leg lifts high. Step through. Low lunge. Set up. Finding the weight over the front leg a little more. Back leg still active. And this time we're going to bring right heel over to the left side. So starting with your hands on the block, maybe lifting your right hand only. Or maybe challenging your balance. And you're going to try and bring left hand towards the heel. Slow, with control. Land in a low lunge. Deep bend in the back leg. Inhale as we rise up. High lunge. Set your base really strong in both legs. Very strong and active. Bring your elbows bent, elbows towards each other. Arms active. We're going to inhale as we lift the elbows up a little. Exhale as we draw the elbows down. Maybe hollow out the belly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, draw down. Bring it back. Regular high lunge. This time we're going to draw our fists back. So pulling mine back, pushing it forward, pulling back and pushing forward. Really just moving through the arms and the shoulders, nice and strong. Draw back, push forward. Land in a regular high lunge. Bring the weight over the front leg. Maybe pop up through a warrior three, lifting the back leg. Step in, mountain pose. Connect with the breath. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, heart to heart. Hold your parrot heart. Land on your feet, land in your mat. And then step wide, toes out, heels in, keeping a block handy. We're gonna move through star to goddess. Inhale up, exhale, draw down, active legs. Inhale up. Exhale, draw down. So arms can come out if arms and shoulders are tired. Bring your hands to your hips and just focus on your legs, or you can reach up and pull down. Try to find the inner thighs, the glutes, the whole leg. Experiment with feeling like you're pushing into your feet, pushing them apart without letting the feet move, or drawing them back in towards each other without letting them move. Try those two different activations of your muscle groups. Bring it down to a goddess and find where you landed in your goddess. So think about yoga. They mentioned in the teachings that yoga is achieved in a pose when you find that meeting point of effort and ease. So 1, it's not too much effort. And 5 is too much effort. Sorry, 10 is too much effort. Where is that number 5? Where can you find your challenge, but you can still hold that steady breath? Hold it. And then we're going to slowly work through the feet. Oh, it's that block. I can see that my block is in the way. We're going to lift one heel at a time. We're going to try to keep the hips stable. So legs active, core active, lifting up out of the ground, drawing a long, steady spine. Soft shoulders, soft face. You do not have to lift your heels super high. You can just lift them a little, slip a piece of paper underneath. Just trying to find the muscles in your feet and your legs. Take a big breath in, lengthen, and soften the legs. Take a little wiggle, loosen and soften. Enjoy the little reset. And then we're going to bring the weight over the right leg in a lunge shape. So sending your hips over towards the right. And then we're going to play with where our foot and knee feels strong. What shape do you need to hold? Challenges. You're going to hold your hips if you're tired. You're going to bring your arms out, make your torso heavier. Or you can just bring them in. 2 options. Bring your torso forward so you're starting to bring more and more weight onto this right leg. Watch. We're not going to that number 10 because we want to be able to move this foot. So we're going to have the weight on the ball of the foot. We're going to slowly bring the heel in and then out. It's a teeny tiny movement, and you want to use the leg muscles to make the movement happen. Arms can be out. Maybe you can start to move a little more with the knee, make the movement a little bigger. Once you get the hang of it, once you know which muscles are working and keeping you strong and safe, don't flop through the joints. Land, and then we're going to do the opposite. Bring the toes in, toes out, slow with control. Find the muscles that make this movement happen. And then bring it up to center. Take a big breath in. Exhale, purr to heart. And take some wiggles. Soften out the legs, really shake, reset those muscles. Notice left and right sides. And then bring the weight over the left. So setting up, getting strong. You can also hold onto your block here. Sorry, I didn't see that on the other side. You can hold onto your block for stability and just focus on moving the heel just a little teeny bit. So bring the weight over the left. Start to really engage. You're not sinking down, not hanging out in any joints. Lifting, engaged muscles. Heel in, heel out. Slow, controlled, small movement. Arms can be out. Arms can be at hips. Breathe. Soften the face. Soften the shoulders. And then the opposite. Toes in, toes out, moving around on the heel. Toes in, toes out. Slow with control. And then toes out. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, heart to heart. Soften the legs, shake them out. And then we're gonna work, bring your feet in a little closer to hip width, a little bit wider. We're gonna work with a release. So we are going to breathe in, tap our prayer to our third eye, and we are gonna sweep away. So imagine drawing in fresh, clean energy, clean thoughts, less tension, and sweeping away what we no longer need. Inhale, exhale, sweep. You can make the breath as soft or as forceful as you like. You can make the movement slow. We're really trying to sweep something. Let it go. And then bring it on up. Hands to third eye, prayer to third eye. Walk. Can you let go of? Turn to face the top of your mat. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive. Step back. Lower the knees. And either all the way down to crocodile or find a child's, whichever is more soothing to you. So, a surrender pose. Surrender. Let go. Wherever you're at, make your way to a seated position. You're going to work with the core. So important to engage the core muscles. Try not to roll onto the sacrum and sit on the sacrum without stomach engagement. We're really going to focus in on those core muscles. I like to use my blocks to give me something to lean on that's a little bit taller because my arms are short. So you can use your blocks to lean as long as you're leaning and lifting. So your arms are here just for balance. You're going to use your stomach muscles, really pull as if you're pulling all of your muscles in towards the midline and then back towards the spine. Everything drawing in, engaged and strong, and then lift up. So pull up through the crown of the head. Try not to tuck the chin. It shortens the amount of muscle groups we're using. So you want to try and engage all the way up to the crown of the head. So really long and strong. We're going to lift the right leg. We're going to draw the right knee in and push the right leg back. So we're looking for stomach, torso, everything engaged. You can squeeze the back. We're looking for top of the right leg, whole leg engaged. We're not just flopping it. And then tap the right foot in, midline, out. In and out. So notice I'm not moving my hips on the ground. I'm trying to use my leg muscles to move my leg. And if you're not burning by now, you're superhuman. And then bring that down. Shake it up. Notice left and right sides. Set up again. Really, 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 really tall and strong. Everything engaged. Pulling in towards center. Pulling back towards the spine. Long, long, long. Lift and hover left leg. Draw in. Push out. Notice if one side's easier than the other. And then tap toes in, tap toes out. Slow, controlled, long in the spine. You can keep your hands down if you're sinking in your arms and shoulders. Try and engage the core more. And then bring that down. Shake out both legs as much as you can. Really wiggling, shaking, loosening the muscles. And then take the palms of your hands, and we're going to take circles on our thighs. Maybe into the hip area on both sides, hip and glute. Really moving, shaking things up. And then come on down to your back. Keep your block handy if you have it. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Land on the ground. So when you land on the ground, bring your feet down, knees up for a moment. Check your spine. So, careful you haven't pushed the back of your neck down to the ground. Let the natural curve of your neck remain. Maybe bring the chin a little more to the ceiling. We're going to begin to push our rib cage down into the ground and not over tucking the pelvis and forcing the low back down into the ground. That's not the engagement we're looking for today. We're going to push our hips into the ground, maybe allow that natural curve in our low back to remain, so long as we are forcefully, like really strongly pushing our hips into the ground with our muscles, pushing our rib cage down. Bring your fingertips to your stomach line and look for the muscles that should be engaged. Find those muscles, stabilize first. If you'd like to play with the block, you're going to keep that engagement. Push the block in between your lower legs. So knees above hips. Squeeze the block a little, feet even with knees. Core should be engaged. Maybe even keeping the fingertips here to remind yourself to use the core muscles and not entirely the lower back. So hold here, engage. If you like, you can start to make it a little more challenging by taking the legs a little bit straighter and a little bit closer to the ground, as long as you can keep this all in your core and your lower back is not doing all the work. Hold, hover. And then wherever you're at, you're going to lift the feet a teeny bit and lower the feet a teeny bit. Maybe this is just lift and lower with your knees bent, but trying to keep engaged. Where your legs are straighter, you're squeezing the block, little lift, little lower. Keeping an eye on these core muscles. This is where we want the work. And the tops of the legs. Soften the face. Move with your breath. If you have the block, release it, bring your knees in, and give yourself a little hug. Land. Maybe taking a few breaths to breathe in deeply and sigh out of the mouth. Try a soft smile on your face. Breathe in deeply and sigh it out. Take your feet up towards the ceiling. Feel your legs, feel your feet. Begin to have a physical experience, noticing what is present in your legs. Noticing what's present in your feet, wiggling the toes. And then take right knee over left. And bring the knees in towards the chest. Feet draw towards opposite shoulders. Breathe into the glute piriformis area on the right side. Slowly unravel and over to the other side. Left knee over right, knees towards chest, feet towards opposite shoulders. And then we're going to do 2 somatic movement resets. So we want to look for that cellular body shake, letting all the tension in the muscles go. So there's a kid's song, Shake, Shake, Shake the Sillies Out. I don't know if you know the song, but there's a reason why children do a lot of that. It's really freeing for the muscles to loosen and soften. It's one way to really get some tension out of the muscles. So you're in a room with a screen. There's nobody to worry about seeing you. Let go as much as you possibly can. Feet down on the ground, knees up, and we're going to take some movements, and we want to make sure the movements that we're making are not increasing tension somewhere. So there are 2 ways to release the hips. You can just lift and lower a teeny bit so that you're getting wiggles in the hips. Try that, see if that one works for you. Another way to do it is to shake the hips by pushing the weight left and right through the feet. See which one feels better for you, but you want to try and get as many muscles wiggling and softening from the hips down as possible. So wiggle, soften, loosen, really reset. Starting to let go of control of your breath. And then take a bit deep breath in, and with the exhale, just land, stop. Notice where you land. Notice if one knee lands in a different place than the other. Just notice some of these inconsistencies in our body. Sometimes just bringing awareness to our holding patterns can help us reset them. And then we're going to move in to a full body reset, full body somatic shake. So we want to make sure that there's no tension in the neck. Our arms are where our shoulders can really land on the ground. Little bend in the knee so we have movement. We're going to flick our toes. So you flick your toes back and forth. And you want to try and let the wiggles happen throughout the entire body. Notice that this just may not happen. You may have holding patterns. So right now the wiggles are not really happening on my right side. My right side and my hip and my shoulder are not moving as freely as my left side. So I can feel that, I can notice that, and I can just kind of close my eyes and relax into it, notice it. And maybe with a few wiggles, it'll adjust, maybe not. Just kind of breathing, letting go, noticing. And take a big deep breath in, and with the exhale, stop and release. Notice where your feet land, notice where your hips land. Notice what is going on in your physical space, your mental space, your energetic layer. Notice. And then make a choice for where you want to be for your resting pose. Propped underneath the knees, legs on a chair, feet on the ground, knees together, whatever works for you. I do recommend that we try to have our shoulders on the ground because today we are going to do the loving kindness meditation. And I feel that it can be somewhat easier to connect with this space with our back protected and supported and our heart open. But this is your practice. Make your own choices about where you want to be. Start to let go of control of even your breath. Landing on the ground. Making any adjustments you need to make to the shoulders and neck, for the shoulders and neck to be soft. Soften the face. Soften any gripping in the hands. Notice what's going on in the mind. Notice the thoughts. Notice that you can notice your thoughts. And then perhaps notice a little space in between the thoughts. And then draw quieter and quieter and deeper within, as if slowly drawing away from the mind, away from the brain, down towards the heart center. If you like, you can even imagine a little miniature version of yourself kind of standing at the top of your spine. And your spine becomes a staircase, and you're just going to spiral down, walk down the staircase further and further and further away from the thoughts. Not that the thoughts stop swirling, not that they no longer exist, but they are walking deeper and deeper within towards the heart center. Perhaps becoming so quiet and so still that you can locate the sound of your own heartbeat. And connecting with the concept of your heart space being your bliss center, your spiritual center, your center of unconditional love, kindness, and compassion. And the little part of us that seeks connection to something greater than ourselves, connection to each other. Resting in this space, repeat these words as if saying them to your own heart space. May I be happy. May I be healthy and strong. May I be peaceful and at ease. And from that same sensation, from this place, as if you just filled your own heart with loving kindness, bring to mind somebody that you think might need some loving kindness right now and see them. Picture them clearly. Imagine sending your own loving kindness to this person and them receiving it, perhaps even beginning to soften and smile and their posture change and soften. And repeat these words. May you be happy. May you be healthy and strong. May you be peaceful and at ease. And then, thinking of your own heart space filled with loving kindness, and then connecting to the concept that many people all over this planet are practicing this same practice right now in this instant. Imagine your loving kindness connecting with their loving kindness. And send it out into our world, into our community. Repeat these words. May we be happy. May we be healthy and strong. May we be peaceful and at ease. If you have the time to take resting and surrendering into the ground, allowing yourself to be filled with loving kindness, surrendering the tension in the physical body into the mat and allowing the ground to carry you for some time. If you need to finish up in the 60-minute mark, you're coming right up on that. So curl up into a little ball in a fetal position, staying a little more connected right into this heart center. Imagining yourself wrapped in a bubble of protection, of loving kindness, of compassion. And perhaps for a moment repeating, I let go of the things that I cannot change. Take your time coming to a seated position and finish your prayer, finish your practice with your hands of prayer and heart space. Connecting to all these little familiar rituals and patterns. Creating these positive pathways in our brains, those little shortcuts to something a little more positive, something a little more calming and soothing to our spirit and soul. Connect with bringing our left and right sides to meet in front of our heart. This gesture of accepting ourselves as whole and complete, precisely as we are. May we be happy. May we be healthy and strong. And may we be peaceful and at ease. Thank you for joining me.